Hey, forming friendships at school can enrich students' lives and boost their self-esteem, but social skills don't come naturally to all kids. Christina Carter with Intuit Parenting joins us now to offer some tips. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so these are for our shy kiddos, our introverted kiddos. Certainly during this going back to school time, we want to know how we can help them when they're kind of on their own. What are some tips you have?
Yeah, so it's a new school year, and acceptance and belonging among peers is typically the most important thing for a school-age child. But it's not always easy. There are new classes, new faces, new stressors, and changing friend groups. So how can we help our kids navigate those things to have a most positive experience? One of those things is going to be to help them, teach them good social skills. Now, this sounds like a no-brainer, but studies show that when given an option, more than 80% of people prefer to be around somebody who is nicer and has more developed social skills. How to greet, address someone, initiate communication, develop genuine interest in others that leads to curious questions, share, take turns, work together, problem solve, but also read facial expressions and body language. So role play or practice social scenarios with your child so that they can feel these skills in action, but in a low pressure situation.
Well, I mean, it may sound silly to adults who've been doing this for years, but the same way we teach them the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, they need to learn how to meet a friend and say hello.
Yeah, and maybe they can just decide, have a plan to do one kind thing for somebody every day by the end of the school day, like hold the door for somebody or include somebody. I would say another thing is to make sure that your kids understand that belonging is a feeling. It has nothing to do with the amount of friends you have or places you go. So this can take a little pressure off of trying to be accepted by others because it's a feeling that comes from within. So to cultivate this feeling, you want to ask your child, list where you feel like you belong or who makes you feel like you belong and why, or how do they make you feel? This creates a feeling of innate acceptance and reduces the pressure to fit in. And then the nervous system can relax and then they can actually have more authentic interaction from this space.
I love that. Yeah, one of mine is more introverted and she's been coming home from school saying that, you know, some of the little kids are, some friends of hers are now kind of pairing off and she feels like she's left out of the group. How do you encourage her to say, well, go find a different friend, is kind of what I said. But
yeah, so that's a great option. I would say, yeah, sometimes it is really hard. Some kids who are introverted are not really interested in connecting with others as much as they are just avoiding negative interaction. So they'll stay to themselves more. So if your child is like this, teach them that it is safe to notice their surroundings as just the first step of engagement. And that it's okay to be choosy about who they connect with and how, so that they don't have to completely avoid it. Maybe one tiny gesture like, I like your backpack, or just silently helping someone clean up their mess.
Sure, it doesn't have to always be this big production.
Yeah, something tiny. And then there are also kids who are more class clown, who are very interested in connecting constantly with their peers.
I've got one of those too.
That's right, so the opposite end. So if your child is like this, teach them how to observe with their 5 senses and to teach them how to feel belonging in their body throughout the day so that they're not always performing for it. Ask your kid. Or
seeking that belonging from elsewhere. They can find it within themselves.
Yes, they can feel, you know, observing the environment through their 5 senses, or asking them those questions that foster that sense of belonging.
Sure. Really great tips there. Thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate it.
Yeah.